Hi, I'm Deb Ross, and I'm the writer of Balto, Wolf Quest. And you guys said have fun, get to want to know my personality. So first of all, I want to introduce you to my creative partner who's filming this for me. Shondra, come here.
Oh,
Don't watch the dog.
I don't.
This
Hi,
is Shondra. This is my creative partner, and we do so much stuff together. We'll talk about that later, but we have, she'll tell you about our website and everything. But we do a lot of shows and stuff together. She's an actress, songwriter, composer, actor, producer. She's very bossy.
I am so bossy. You have no idea how bossy I am.
I have a big idea how bossy she is.
Yes.
Anyway, so she's. I couldn't do this, and I was trying to send it to you, and I couldn't do it, and she knows how to do everything.
I do everything.
It's pretty scary. So she's going to ask me questions. I'm going to answer them, and at the end, then she'll tell you about where you can find us, our website,
Right.
all the rest.
Wow, that's a huge introduction considering the fact that this is supposed to be a video on you
I know.
and not necessarily on me.
Well, it's all about me anyway. So.
It's always about
No,
her.
it's not.
Well, I'm just...
Okay, just go out there and ask me.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm right here. So this is Balto, aleu's journey. And you sent these questions, so
Well, that's what they're going to do. That's their movie.
Oh, that's their movie.
Yeah, and they've done some stuff. There's a trailer. I'll show you.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of the... I had a clipboard because I was
She was
trying
going
to...
to hit me with it if I...
Because she is always out of line. So I take my clipboard everywhere. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you questions like
Okay.
I don't know you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let's see what we have. Should I read all the introduction part too?
No,
Probably
just
not.
ask the question.
All right. Okay. She's the bossy one. All right. What was your main inspiration? I'm going to do this like...
Just do it straight. Come on.
Okay. All right. So what was your main inspiration while writing the screenplay Balto Wolf Quest?
That is a really good question. My husband is half Native American, and his family, his mother, had never told him about his father. His father left when he was very young, and then later actually was murdered.
Oh my
Big story.
gosh. I don't even know that.
So she never told my husband that he was Native American. My husband was looking for his family through the internet. One day we get a call that they had found cousins, and they lived at the Cherokee Nation in Tahlequah. That's in Oklahoma, and we went out to meet them. It started this whole journey of identity. It was very emotional, very exciting, so sad. Parts of it were really sad. And so that just gave me the idea to have aleu come in and try to learn about her identity, almost in the same way my husband learned about his.
So what were the challenges that you faced developing the story?
That's another good question. These are all really pretty good questions. Well, all of them are good questions. The challenges I faced were around the research, because Universal Studios, Susie Peterson was the head of development at that time, VP of development, vice president, and they wanted this story very different than the first Balto, and they wanted it to go heavier into Alaska and the Inuit culture. They said, can you really bathe this story in Inuit culture? So now you're trying to tell a story about a wolf dog, and usually they're very comical, and the original one has some real pathos in it, but a lot of comedy. But when you get into the Inuit, thank you, Inuit culture, it's mystical and spiritual. So that was a real challenge, trying to mix the two comic elements, story elements, with this spiritual element, which is not often done in animation films, not very much.
Interesting to know. So now why is Wolf Quest more fantastical than the original movie?
And that's exactly why. It's because of the spiritual element, the spirit guides, the dreams, the totem pole, which we start off the movie with. The totem pole has tremendous significance. I've really adopted that significance to myself. It's so affecting. So that's why it took such a big turn, because how was I going to minimize all that spirituality? I mean, I just had to go with it.
Right. So then the next question here is, Would you say that that is what makes Balto Wolf Quest so special?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of storytelling. And then if you see, they did Balto 3 after this one and mine, and they hired a different writer, and they went back to being, the original, more like the original. So they didn't want to do the spiritual anymore, and people loved. I won awards for my movie. People loved it, but there was a backlash. People, there was a lot of parents that thought I was trying to teach witchcraft, and
Wow.
there was some backlash. So yeah, it was very, very different, and I was hoping that they would embrace that difference. People really liked that difference, but then when a lot of middle America, so to speak, is more conservative America protested, they went right back to where they started.
It's interesting, isn't it, that no matter what you do, there's always going to be a group of people that are going to take that a certain way.
Yeah,
Right?
no
No matter what.
Yeah, so art,
Yeah, that's
art
right.
is subjective, but the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is when you're writing for hire, you can't always be as artistic as you want.
So, creatively speaking, how was Aleu born?
That's a good question. Well, I really believe at the time, now you're seeing a lot more female heroines, but at the time there were very few. And I thought, okay, you have Balto, who's a male dog, a wolf dog, and wouldn't any, everybody loves puppies. I love puppies. You have puppies.
Oh, yeah.
I just really thought it would be important. You see a lot of father-son relationships, sort of the prodigal son returning to the family and the father dealing with it. And I thought, well, what about a father-daughter relationship? And not the typical relationship, but a real relationship where he's straining to protect her at the same time knowing that he's got to let her go, and what all of that means. And I just thought it opened up a lot more story avenues for us.
Neat. Love that. Really, before its time. She's always before her time. I just want to mention that. Did I say how brilliant she is and how much I love working with her? I could go on and on.
Well, you probably should, but no, don't. Go
I could actually.
Go.
Okay. All right. So now, let's see. What would have been the whereabouts of Aleu and the pack about filming the ending? What would have happened after the ending happened? Where would they have been?
I think they would be out in the tundra. They would really have, once she broke that barrier and went and sometimes it's like when some people, because we live in Sedona, Arizona, it's very beautiful, and people get here and they go, oh, why haven't I lived here all my life? This is so amazing. Speaks to me. I think that once she gets into the wilderness, it speaks to her, and she'll come back to visit her father, but no, the wild is
she's there.
Yeah, they're out in the wilderness exploring the tundra. Wolves travel 400 miles. They're packs. They really cover a lot of territory. She would have, maybe even crossed the Bering Straits. I don't know.
Oh, so venturesome.
Very.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part of Wolf Quest?
Well, not just because she's a songwriter, but I really like it all. But some of the songs just, especially the one sung by the Little Mouse, I just get chills, because I think we all wonder, in a sense, who we are. Why are we here? And I just put my finger right on the nose there on that one of let's just go for it. Let's just really wonder what our purpose is.
It's a universal question.
Yeah.
But everybody's wondering, right? Especially nowadays.
Yeah. So the music, I really love the music and the opening composition when Balto's having his dream, and I just with the sheets of ice shooting up. It was just I hear that music. It's just
music.
Really,
music takes things to a new level, an emotional level.
Yeah.
And you're mentioning about me being a songwriter, but I have to say that every time I've ever written songs for your shows, I know exactly what to write, because Deb is an amazing writer, and so for someone like me who is either acting in it, whether it's voice talent or acting in it, or writing songs for these shows, It's such a pleasure because it just speaks to me. The way that you write speaks to me.
Right, and a good song is going to really promote the emotional, what the unsaid. Maybe if you say it out loud in dialogue, it's going to be corny, but when you
Right.
say it with music, all of a sudden it just has this really emotional feel. You guys got, when I was watching some of your trailers that you did where you took some of the animation and then you put it to music, I could feel it. I could feel the emotion of it. I went, these guys got it.
That's great.
You got it.
That's good. Really good. Yep, music is the backbone
It's the
of
conduit.
stories. It really is.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's see. What's your very favorite part of Wolf Quest? That was the songs, right? You mentioned that. Did I
Yeah.
ask you this before?
Yeah.
Because I'm so enthralled by our conversation
and you
about
want to talk
music.
about songs again.
And apparently I
okay,
do.
next.
Okay. All right. Okay. What did you think about their project?
I loved it. Gosh, it's just, it's so inspiring that, and also too, the fact that something I wrote, a character I created, aleu, who I love, that you love, and that you're creating something from. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And again, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, we could say verklempt. I was getting emotional from watching it. Like, what an honor. And so, yeah, I think their project is awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, what advice would you give them in the realization of their project?
Boy,
It's a good question.
that's a good question. And I think the most important thing is to remember that every, aleu and all the characters that you create, if you create new characters, more into her wolf pack, remember they're three-dimensional. They're three-dimensional. They're not just flat cartoon characters.
Yeah.
They have a backstory. They have wants and needs and desires. And if you write a villain, remember that the villain isn't just bad. The villain is the hero of their own story. So remember that if you write a villain, they have a very strong point of view about why they want what they want, which is what then makes your story so powerful. So that's my biggest thing, is make sure that your characters are each unique and that you can hear their dialogue and their voices. Like when I write for Shondra a lot, when I'm creating characters, I can hear her speak those characters, and that really helps me write dialogue that doesn't all sound the same. So you have to be very careful for that. So develop your characters, and then once you do, set out what is it that they want, and then how you achieve that through the arc of your story. Then you'll have it.
When I get those scripts from you and I see the parts when she writes them for me, I swear to you, I'm like, wow, I can hear myself saying this as this character.
Well, she's running loose in my head.
I am. I'm running wild in her head. I keep you up at night, don't I?
Yes.
From another house,
Yes.
I might add.
Okay.
Creative
All right.
partners only. Okay. All right. So now, how would you imagine aleu's cubs?
Adorable. Oh my God, they'd be adorable.
Like super adorable?
Oh, super adorable. I just love puppies. But the thing is that just like anybody who's had kids, I have 4. All 4 of them are completely different. I've had, kittens, and we've had puppies, and you think, well, I know the mother and father, and the father is so calm, and the mother is just so intelligent, and then they have the puppies, and it's just a mixed bag of personalities. And so I think they would be beautiful and adorable, probably because her partner would be a wolf, probably very much more wolf-like than even Balto was. Certainly her, but even more Balto. With very, very strong personalities. But again, contrasting. Just like, you have siblings in your own family, or you have children, how do you all work out so different? That's how those puppies would be.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just like real life.
Yeah, just like real life.
Yeah. So now, do you think aleu would be a good leader?
Oh, fabulous. That's a really good question. I think she's going to be a fabulous leader because she knows empathy. She knows what it's like not to belong. And in every group, there's people that fit right in, and then there's those that are just on the fringe or completely outside. They don't fit in. And because she's come from an outsider, she knows what it's like to not be picked. to be different. I think that she'll be a great leader because not only has she proven already that she has vision, that she's strong, but that she's also can empathize with all of the pack members, and in that way really be a great leader for everybody, not just like in our own country right now in the United States. We're so divided, and people are saying, well, maybe Joe Biden won't be a great president, he's not that strong, but one thing we need right now is a leader that will understand both sides and bring us together. And that's what I see as aleu is too.
Yeah, that's how I feel a good leader is. A strong leader is to see both sides and to make it work.
Right.
So now what's going to be the greatest obstacle for aleu in actually leading her pack? What do you think?
I think it's still going to be the male-female thing, because packs aren't, you have the alpha male, you also have the alpha female. But I think that there's still going to be challenges, probably from a bigger, stronger male.
Kind of
to
like
her
real life.
And I think again,
Kinda
I think
like
those things are really important because we're struggling with that now in our own society, male and female inequality. And I think, and again, I'm going to talk just in my country, there's a huge backlash with a lot of males about females moving up and doing certain things in society, and it just, it unsettles. And I think that would probably be a very big challenge for her. Or if someone, if the dog part of her, the dog, more domesticated, more human friendly, if that could be an interesting problem for her. If that part of her, just like when she was a puppy, the wolf part was strong. Now that she's really in with the wolf pack, if the dog part of her, if there was a human that got involved or something,
that's a little bit of an obstacle.
Yeah,
challenge.
it could be a
Love
new
that.
obstacle.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So we're almost done. Can
Okay.
you believe it? It's amazing. Goes
Well, we
by
got
so
more.
fast.
We got more in this.
Just a few things. Okay, so what do you currently do? I could go on and tell you exactly what she does, but if you want to do that,
well, right now,
just,
COVID has been very, very bad for me. Shondra and I do a lot of live shows, theater shows. All of those have been canceled. It's been very upsetting. Two of the TV shows that I was working on, I was working for two TV shows, a kids animation, very fun, out of China, and those have all shut down. So actually I'm sort of unemployed, but Disney is interviewing me next week for some possible projects. So things are picking up, but it's been pretty slow. So what I do is I just can't be idle. So I'm writing a animated movie right now that I'm making up as we speak. I worked on it all morning, and Shondra and I have created a live action show. It's going to be musical for TV on actually very serious subject, conflict resolution, teaching people how to talk to each other without being horrible to each other, but really having engaging conversations where they can speak different points of view and still like each other. I never agree with her. Never. But I still like her.
Yeah,
so
she loves me.
Yeah, I do. So we're working on that. We've created a teleplay, and we're hoping to shoot that in January. So
we always agree. Well,
anyways, so go ahead. So you're going to talk about.
Okay, you want to know about our social media.
Yeah.
So this is where I get to talk.
Yeah, she's the.
I have a runny nose, but I'll talk anyway. Okay. So you can check us out at the2lucies.com, and that's spelled out TWO Lucies.com.
Lucy's.
The Two Lucies, LUCYS.com. I'm so not a good speller, so this is like
and no
really
apostrophe.
challenging.
No apostrophe.
No apostrophe. Just the2lucies.com. Okay. We also are on Facebook, so you can look us up there as well. And if you Google Shondra Jepperson, or you Google Dev Ross or Devin Shondra, you're going to see us there too, because we have quite a presence, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, and then it shows what we've worked on, and
Yes.
there's all kinds of little short videos that you can watch.
That's right. Lots of fun stuff. So that's pretty much it. As far as our social media goes, I mean, we do have a Twitter, but we rarely use it, because, especially now.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to Twitter? Like, we're out of work.
Yeah.
That's big news.
Send work. So anyway.
I'm doing a lot of video editing and then, and so we're writing projects together.
Yeah.
As far as like,
But just like everybody else, it's been,
Yes.
for most of us,
the live stuff.
it's been in entertainment, it's been a tough time. So the important thing is to stay creative. That's why I love what you guys are doing. You're really being creative. And so I think in closing,
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for, to Shondra for interviewing me, because I tried to do it on my, I couldn't send it. It was a mess.
It was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. So I'm really grateful for her, and I'm also grateful to you. And please contact us on Facebook if you have any more questions, and let us know. Please let us know how you're doing with your project.
And the best to you on that.
Yeah.
We're going to just see it being very successful for you.
Yeah. Okay. Adios.
Bye.
Nos vemos.